All right. I don't know what to say. um, I am Warren Davis. Uh, this is the Naked Singer. Um, I am the host. I think a lot of people would say I am your host, uh, but I don't want to be a possession. So I'm just the host. Anyway, I got to get going. I want to make these videos about 10 to 15 minutes. So that way people can watch them in a timely manner, can make kind of eventually make a routine of it. And so I'll jump right into it. That was actually that was actually the hardest part, was starting right now. And um I think that why not? Why not? Let's jump into that, because that's kind of the point of what I'm trying to accomplish here. Um, you might ask yourself, kind of like, what is this? Is this like a Joe Rogan type deal? Is this a uh, Andrew Huberman? I'm only talking about people that I've seen. So um, maybe you don't know those people, or you know that no, this isn't that at all. Because I don't have the credentials that Andrew Huberman has. I don't have the guests that Joe Rogan has. Um, this is a podcast. If you read the words in the description of my channel, it'll tell you some stuff. But if I had to go off the top of my head, this is a podcast about me, about the struggles that I've realized I've had in my life, and still have in my life, and still kind of working through. Um, it is called The Naked Singer. I thought of that name about a year ago as I was watching a play, actually, and I was thinking to myself, what's probably the most embarrassing thing that somebody could do, you know? And singing was the first thing that came to my mind personally. I've always kind of had a dream about being on a stage, being on American Idol, being a singer. I don't know if you can already kind of hear it. That's why I have my tea right here. But my voice, I don't know if the universe wants me to do that, wants me to go down that path. I might still try it, but um, you'll see. Eventually, I might actually be vulnerable enough to do some singing on here, but maybe not right now, especially because of what time it is. Speaking of which, today is March 1st. So, all that being said, you know, there's a purpose. There's a purpose for the things that I have here. There's a purpose for this day that I'm recording this, and hopefully right after I can post it. And that is that, at least for me, it was always hard to start. And that's kind of how this whole thing started. It was weird just to start this show. Maybe I could have prepared a little bit more, but I didn't really know what to say. I don't have any clever lines to hook people in. I could probably think of them, or I could probably just look them up on AI. But I want to be I want to be true to myself. I want to be organic. I want to be authentic, um, because this gets me to my point of what this show is. It is that it's strip away all the layers, and what do you find? Take all the masks off, and who really are you? I think in the world right now, and not kind of addressing too many problems, but if I had a um, something, I guess, or a an area of uh, the world that I feel like I could make an impact on, I could feel like I could help out, would be just not being afraid to be vulnerable. Um, Men, women, kids, adults, anybody. I think it's kind of a big thing um, when it comes to people's ambitions in life, that it's scary to be completely out there, you know. And see, I was kind of unprepared. I didn't even start my watch, so hopefully I can time it right. And this only goes about 10-15 minutes, but we'll see. And that's kind of the deal too. See, I think for now, I might post this one regardless, because it is the truth. I actually didn't do a rehearsed take. I mean, I made sure my mic was working. I made sure my phone can record. I made sure everything else is good to go, but I didn't really have a rehearsal. And that's what I'm talking about. Is that's the Naked Singer. Is everything stripped away. It's just straight up truth, honesty, feeling, you know, because what I've started to find in my own personal journey, I guess you would call it, is when I started to distract myself with other things, that's when the growth kind of stopped. When I didn't pay mind to who I really wanted to be, or that did come through my mind, but I pushed it to the side. Uh, Literally, there was no growth there. Now, I've had the time to uh, just legit sit down and talk. I guess that was something I was supposed to say in the beginning. Sit down, let's talk. That's what I put as my little banner or whatever. But hey, this is new to me. It is what it is, but it's real. And I think that's what I'm trying to bring to the table here. So let's be a little organized. Did I answer that question? What is this? See, I have a little bit written down. What is this? It's a podcast about being vulnerable. It's a podcast about, hey, I'm gonna share with you my struggles in my life and how I feel like I'm trying to figure them out. Do I have them all figured out? No. And that's why I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I got all the answers, because I definitely do not. I don't have degrees that say I do. I don't have money that says I do, that, hey, you should listen to me. And I've seen a lot of other podcasts kind of feel that way, and I respect those people, and for good reason, whether it's because of the success that they've had in the podcast itself, or the money that they got, the guests that they have, the credentials that they have. They're worth a listen. But then sometimes when I'm listening to them, it's like, okay, you're just like kind of telling me what to think. For you guys, I don't want to tell you what to think. I'm going to tell you what I think. And then my expectation is that you kind of take that, you interpret it your own way. So the purpose why I have this painting up here is it's meant for interpretation, for perception. It kind of speaks to that idea that to one person it might be viewed differently to others. And so that's kind of my deal, is whatever I do end up saying here, I don't expect person A and person B to gain the same thing from it. You gain what you gain from it. All I am trying to do is just give you everything I got. That's it. And being vulnerable while doing so, I think that's kind of the big thing there. I think and this goes to my own story. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I'm gonna hit all these bullet points. But hey, this is practice, I guess. But I'm probably still gonna post it, so whatever. As these episodes go on, you'll you'll get to know me. People who already know me probably know how much I ramble, and how much sometimes my mind pauses and I lose my train of thought. So we'll um, eventually get there to where that doesn't happen. But for now, why am I doing this? Well, a part of it is, like I was getting to, I've had some struggles in my own life, and I feel like it would have been better if there was things out there, if there was people that I saw out there that were willing to share that they going through the same struggles that they have gone through, or they are still going through those same struggles or similar, and kind of how are they battling that, you know? Because I think it can be pretty powerful to know that somebody else is playing the game with you, because this game of life is a tough one, right? So I'm doing this because of that. I'm doing this for my own peace of mind. I've always wanted to start really a YouTube channel in general. It's always been an ambition, just like for whoever you are. Maybe your ambition is to start a business. Maybe your ambition is to do the same, some type of YouTube channel with whether it's working out or it's cooking or it's funny sketch videos or making music, any ambition that you can think of that is your thing. That's kind of where I'm at, or I have been. And I always wanted to do it, but I never did it. And so the reason why I'm doing it is to protect my own peace in my future, in my potential future. Because in sitting down and just reflecting with myself, I realized that, because I'm 27 now, as the years go on, it's true. Yeah, I think, hopefully, for most people, you get a little bit wiser, in the sense of, I think you maybe, where the wisdom comes from is a better appreciation of time, and that you start seeing that there's really not that much of it, and you have to take advantage of it. You can't take it for granted. And I've taken it for granted a lot of times over the years in procrastinating about doing this. So why I'm doing this is for my own peace of mind. It's not about the fame that I could potentially get. It's not about, I guess, the money. If there's fame, I guess there'd be money on this platform that you would eventually get. What else is it not about? Yeah. I can't even think about a lot of things that it's not about, because I just know that it is about me wanting to help people in probably the most natural and one of the best ways I think I can. A way that I feel I wish I had when I was going through, not saying I'm done and I'm not going through anything anymore, but I was going through some more stuff before. And peace of mind that, hey, 5-10 years from now, whatever comes from this, I swung the bat. Whether it was a home run or not, I took that chance. It's not so much, my thinking isn't it? It's not so much regretting not doing it, but the thought of what could have been, right? If I never did this, I would never know what could have been. Maybe there can be some success found here, right? whether it's monetarily or it's making an impact on the people watching, or maybe it's just for my own future benefit, watching this back and going, man, hey, that's where I was at that time. All right. Huh. Okay. Or for my future kids, letting them see, hey, look, man, this is me being pretty vulnerable right here. And so I might have to revisit that. And I think there's going to be a lot of things as these episodes go on that, wow. Well, I forgot to put my timer. And that was a couple minutes into the podcast. Now we're at 10 minutes. Let me at least tell you my story. As far as just who I am, since this is the first video, I guess that's the kind of tradition to do this. So I think I got somewhat of an intro. I think I said a little bit of what this is. I said a little bit of why I'm doing this. So we'll say my story. I was born in Pennsylvania. I moved to Maryland when I was about 7 years old. So East Coast, kind of born and raised. But I like to say I grew up here in California. I moved when I was about 13. We moved across the country. And I'm pretty grateful for that move because I love the opportunities that California has given me, both personally, professionally, spiritually, kind of the whole nine. Now, same thing as for the podcast. Do I know if I would have stayed over there that I wouldn't have those same opportunities? I don't know. Maybe in a parallel universe, but I know I'm grateful for being here. I played sports pretty much year round growing up, so you might get some sports talk from me, at least some metaphors, some analogies, and whatnot. I might infuse those into some of these revelations and these lessons. You know what? I tell you what, I there could be one thing I could say that maybe even people who know me may not completely know, because I want to do something pretty vulnerable, and it's really not that big a deal. But I want to show people there's no reason to hide yourself and who you really are, and so I'll do that first, and I hope other people follow suit. But I have a skin condition called vitiligo. If you heard about it before, maybe you've heard that Michael Jackson had it, or I guess in theory. I literally had to make a note. I guess here's one of the lessons. I had to make a note to say that as a part of my, being vulnerable, just because it's a part of me. It's who I am. But the reason why I had to make a note is because it doesn't cross my mind. At this point in my life, I've accepted it, all it really is, what I tell people if they ever ask, the good thing is, and I will say, I realize my privilege in having this skin condition with light skin, because some people don't have that privilege. And it may be different. And growing up, it may have been reacted to in a different way, or still reacted to in a different way. I was pretty self-conscious about it growing up, but like I said, now it doesn't even cross my mind. It's just something that I got to put more sunscreen on. That's about it. But I bring that up to kind of just point to that same vulnerability. And I'm gonna keep on just pounding that word through, because at least for now, and I think this show can be this, I guess just call it a podcast, because it's literally one camera angle. And there's nothing happening but just me sitting here in my room by myself. So it can't be a show. If I eventually grab my guitar and start doing some stuff, then maybe we can call it a show. But for now, just a podcast. This podcast, that's what it's about. I think it can be flexible. It can maybe change, but it's about being vulnerable. So I just wanted to share that. I tell you what, I feel like it's weird. I feel like it's been 15 minutes, so I'm sure that this is almost 20 minutes in. And part of me wants to scrap this and be like, dang, no, I got to be more organized. If I was a viewer, I would be bored. Which, hey, if you're still watching at this point, I appreciate it. That's probably just my supporters or people who just want to see me fail too, waiting for me to mess up or something. I don't know. But regardless, I'll take it. And so I appreciate you staying here. Part of me wants to scrap it. I know that, it's probably at 20 minutes or so, and go, okay, I'll start again tomorrow. And I think that's probably, I was going to talk about something else today, but I think that's going to be our lesson today, is starting tomorrow. And just because of time, because I do want to stay consistent with the amount of time that these videos are. I don't know. Me personally, I'll listen to clips of a Joe Rogan podcast, or I said Andrew Huberman. I like Chris Williamson, Theo Vaughn, but all of them, they're big ones. Now they have other guests, so that's probably why. But they're an hour and a half, 2 hours. Nah, I'm not going to do that. Time is precious for me. I'm sure it's precious to you. So if you've graced me with your presence digitally here for 20 minutes, then I'm absolutely 100% grateful for it. I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna post this because I'm not afraid. There is no starting tomorrow. Because like Apollo Creed said in Rocky, there is no tomorrow. You don't know. You don't know, man. There's craziness going on every day. You don't know. You don't know. I saw a video earlier today. Chris Bosh, something happened to him. And he spoke about, don't wait. If you want to do something, if you got something you want to do in life, go do it now. And so I know, I feel myself and I kind of apologize. This is still going. I kind of apologize. I'll polish this up. Episode number 2 will be better. I promise. We'll be more organized, and we'll actually learn some lessons here. Or at least together. That's kind of the premise. That's what I want to happen. But I guess the lesson here is, and it just happened. It just happened right now. It happened live, and I think that's how I want this to go. Is I want you guys to see me kind of just discover more of myself in these moments. And I hope what I can give you is either open the door, that it's safe, or maybe the tools of possibly how I think, I'm not saying that that's the right or wrong right or wrong way to do it, but to discover more of yourself as well, you know, because perfection is non-existent, which is another reason why I will post this. Because I've put it, what's the word? See, my bandana's too tight now. I've pushed it back for too long. I've pushed it back for way too long. And I think part of that is like the perfection and the idea of starting tomorrow, starting on Monday, starting on the first of the month. You know, they team up on you and they beat you up, because then they allow you to convince yourself that you can wait. No, you can't wait. You can't wait. And I'll leave with this quote here. And that is, you don't need to be fearless. You just have to be slightly more committed to your future self than your current comfort. And so that is where I'm at right now. I'm still afraid. I'm afraid that people are going to watch this first episode and go, dude, he's wearing just a regular t-shirt and it's just him and the camera doesn't even change. Oh, that's boring. And he kind of just rambles on and he never really gets to the point. I agree with you. Yeah. But if there's anything to gain from it is, I'm scared that people think that way. But again, the reason why I'm doing this is to protect my own potential peace, is to attain that peace within myself, that I did it. And I had up on my calendar for the last month and a half that today was going to be the day that I post this first episode. And why not? Why not, man? I know I'm not perfect. I know it's not going to be perfect. So at the end of the day, it's me who gets to determine how I feel. You know, if worst case scenario happens and all those things, I get all those comments, even from my people that I feel like would be my supporters in my support system, or people I once knew that were that, and I get some stuff from them. That's unfortunate, but I mean, I guess that's them, and I wouldn't fault them for it, because, like I said, I kind of agree. If those are the things that you're thinking, I kind of agree with you. I'm gonna beat myself up after this, but at the end of the day, for me, the way I think is, when the light goes out, you know, when the curtains are closing for you in your life, it's just going to be me, man. It's just going to be me and myself, and I'm going to think about all the things that I did in my life. Is there going to be flashes? Probably. Flashes of other people and what they meant to me? Probably. You know? But in the actual ends of the days, I'm the one who has to go and look at myself in the mirror and think, how was today? Do I feel good about how the day went? Do I not? Is there stuff I could have done better? Was there stuff I'm proud of? It's all about me. So regardless of what anybody else says, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because, whew, man, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry this went this long. I gotta figure it out. I was a communications major too. I didn't share that in my story, but you probably would expect better, and I expect better from myself too. So we're gonna leave it at that. Um, there wasn't much here, but I think, and I had experience with this snowboarding, and I can share that maybe at another time. But I think maybe the best way to go about it sometimes is just to jump in the deep end, man. Just to jump in the fire. You know, never snowboarding before, go down a black diamond. You know, and you'll learn how to slow down and turn left, turn right. Um, you might also learn how to take some hits on your tush, but that's life, man. I don't know. I don't know. That's my experience so far in 27 years. So, um, if you are still watching at this point, probably about 30 minutes in, um, I will call you a supporter, whether I know you or I do not know you. I appreciate it immensely, immensely. Um, I honestly, it did come across my mind right now about a subscriber or not a subscriber. I'll be honest with you, and that's what the Naked Singer is about. Is I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna front with you. Subscribe or don't. I don't care. You know, that's up to you. You know, um, I guess that might sound ruthless. That might sound kind of harsh, but it's the truth. Um, I don't know, what does subscribing do? Does it gives you notifications when they have a new video or something? If you want that, then yeah, sure. But if you follow me on Instagram or stuff like that, I probably post that anyway. You won't even need to subscribe. So I'm not going to ask for that. I didn't write that down. It just says supporters. Do whatever you do. But I do want to thank you, like I said, um, for making it this far. I said I wasn't going to be one of those guys, and this is a 30-minute podcast now. I'm sorry. I guess I did lie, and I can admit to that. And like I said, that will be fixed in the next coming episodes. We'll figure this out. Wow. See, I got an outro here, and about 5 minutes ago, I said I'll leave you with this, and I said a quote, and then didn't leave. So let's leave. If something spoke to you in this 30 minutes, I just hope that you are not afraid to reflect on that, you know, or maybe it wasn't even anything I said. It was just something that you got. It just came to you in this moment, because I know that happens to me a lot. I hope you sit down and have a conversation about it. And thanks for watching. Peace. Wow. 35.